Yeah, trying to get this is the cornfield, trying to get this ready. So the stubble part here, I can get it tilled up. The other stuff, I still have to figure out what to do with all that straw. Like I said in the previous video, I'm going to be cutting it, hopefully, to either bale it or whatever. But yeah, this is our old set of discs. It's an old 30-footer swingbacks, except the swingback's been taken away. And yeah, we've owned this since we bought the other farm that just sold. So it's we've had it 25 years. And yeah, the swingback part kind of quit working. It was just a pain in the bugger to deal with. So yeah, now it's just a 15-foot, which for a 100-horse loader tractor is just fine. Yeah, I'm just going around the corner. So yeah, getting her done. Farming. Okay, next project. Panel. It's been in the backyard for a while because it's broken. Not this. That's actually a removable stick that plugs into that there, slides through there, slides through there, going that way. But this one was put away because all these broke. Yeah, the bottom end's in pretty rough shape too. But I think those broke because these were all coming apart. So I'm gonna clean it all up, hammer it back on, and then weld the shit out of it. So yeah. Yeah, these things are like $500 or $600 a piece, so they're not cheap. So this is the second one. I did one big one, and maybe try and get a picture of the other one. It was really bad shape. I had to rebuild like literally half of it. This one isn't too bad. It's just to put this back on, but okay. So we're done. We got her done. We got that quarter section of 13 pounds alfalfa brome meadowgrass mix with 10 pounds of Sudan grass cover crop. Got her done. 160 acres. Now, we've used one of these drills before. I'm not sure if it was this one because there's two currently in this area that you can borrow, rent, whatever. So like I've said before, this is a farmer-owned grazing club. So they rent it out. So anybody in this area of Westman, $9 an acre. Yeah, I know the other one that's for rent is from the conservation district. I seem to remember it was more. Don't quote me on this, but I think it's more than 9, but this is $9 an acre. So yeah, it's a John Deere 1590, so it is 15 feet. Ground drive, 0 till disc openers. I think some of them are a little worn out. It needs a little bit of work. But like I said, it's farmer owned, so it's sort of one of those where something breaks, you go get the parts, you fix it, you send them the bill while you're working. I had to fix a couple of the press wheels. These little doohickeys here, they because the seed comes down the pipe in down the side of the slot made by that disc, and then that presses the seed. The big wheel keeps sort of the depth, and then this is a trench closer, this angled wheel. Do a really good job. You can cut right through turf. I was going just into stubble, but because it's so dry this spring, I didn't want to cultivate the field. I didn't even want to harrow it. I brought this out, but decided I didn't want to do anything to the field to dry it out even more, just in case you don't get a lot of moisture. So I sowed right into the canola stubble. I'm supposed to harrow the field, roll the field, but I'm not sure if I'm going to do that yet. I'm going to be going out there to pick the rocks, me and the kids, well, me and one of the kids anyway. We're going to go out there and pick the rocks, and then we might roll it, but I'm not in a hurry to do that just yet. So yeah, I think it's, what did I say, 7-inch seed spacing, and so it's 2 rows. I've covered this before. It's got the weigh cell, which is what these things are. So when the ground drive is connected, which turns this chain, but when you lift the because these square beams, they rotate, which lift the openers up and down, that engages, see that toothed, well, it's an engagement wheel, that comes together, that starts the whole thing going, which then turns that shaft, and those are the meter rollers there for that tank. You have another thing to engage this one, which is the grass seed attachment, or the smaller seed attachment, which I did not use. So yeah, solar, acre counter. So yeah, I really liked it. It did the job really well. Like I said, the downside is only 15 feet, but the good thing to that is that the loader tractor, which is 100 horsepower, can pull it quite easily, even through some of the bulrushes like you see in the previous videos. Front wheel assist is a help. If I was doing it with that one, I probably would have put the duals back on just to be sure. But yeah, really good machine. What I really like about it is I like how simple this opener system is, with this square bar that rotates and puts these openers down. So what I was thinking of was, in the future, if I want to build my own seeder to go to row cropping, so going to like seeding on 30-inch centers, and that lets us cultivate between the seeded rows, or plant a symbiotic crop in between. And one would keep down the weeds on the other, one would help, like if you had peas between like Sudan grass or something like that, corn, whatever. So what I'd end up doing would be build a big one of these with a big long square section, and then buy a bunch of these openers. So even on, how did I figure out? Even on a 30-foot bar, like this is 15, but on a 30-foot bar going to 30-inch centers, there would be less openers than what there is here, because this is an opener on every 7 inches on 15 feet. So yeah, do the math. It would be easier to pull. So I could actually even go to a 40-foot toolbar on 30-inch centers. I don't know, I think it's 16 openers versus all of these, which, I don't know, if you count all of those hoses, that's pretty much how many openers there is. So So yeah, I'd be really keen to do that. Like, if this is the seeding club's machine during the winter when it's being stored, I would just borrow it, bring it to the shop, and then just take down all of the parts that I would need from John Deere of one of these, or if I could find an old one of these to take apart. So yeah, and that way you would have the openers, you'd have the way to put them up and down, depth control, and then instead of having the seed box like this, you could just get a small air cart to pull behind that would blow the seed to the tubes. You could also have the option of having metering boxes on the top, kind of like a corn planter. But yeah, so like I said, it's good to have that job done. We won't be doing big seedings like that very often. We've still got the 90 acres of corn to do out here, but we're paying somebody else to do that because we don't have a corn planter yet. And then depending on what we're doing in the future, whether we'll be doing corn, to whether we need to get our own corn planter or not, or like I've said, build our own. Like I said, I really like how this system is set up. Like, you can kind of see it here. These, like, they just rotate on. There, that ram turns that one. That ram turns this one. Oh, you hear thunder. Huh. So yeah, turned out well. A few little wrinkles. Like I said, we had issues with this ground drive. For whatever. Oh, it's not thunder. It's a plane. When the seeder was on a slope like this, that cup would rattle because it's not. I think it's just getting worn. So it would rattle, and that rattling would cause it to pull the pins out. And these pins, I can't really do anything with them just now. Those pins that engage that part, they would end up pulling away, and then the next thing, this would be skipping. And I had to go back over a fair bit of the field over there just to patch it back in, which is a pain in the bum. But last thing you want to do is have the field look like cack. So, yeah. So, yeah. Field of hay's in. Good chance of rain this week. Fingers crossed, everybody do the naked rain dance. Preferably not when the school children go by. And fingers crossed, we're going to have a nice big juicy crop of Sudan grass. And it'll either be going into silage or going into hay bales, but that'll be at a later date figured out. And so yeah, the next adventure will be corn ground. I've got to start tilling the outside row, but I'm hoping the swather's going to be back and we can hook it up to the disc header there, and I'm going to use the disc header to try and gather up all that corn stover out there. Either bale it or something, I don't know yet. So yeah, stay tuned for the next adventure of Piper Doug and now Mrs. Piper Doug. Taddy bye! From the John Deere.